What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sterling from ENT,
What's up?
joined by my good friend Joseph. This is ENT Fantasy Football. Welcome to the channel. And this is our Week 7.
Week 7
preview. We're going to go over what happened in the Thursday night game last night.
Last night.
We're going to look ahead to this Sunday, this Monday, and the upcoming matchups this week.
Got a lot of them.
And I just want to bring this up really fast. This past week, Joseph sent me a message because he's currently last in our league right now.
1-5.
1-5 is not looking too good for him.
Dealing with some issues.
Some minor setbacks so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the other day I'm chilling, right? I'm watching the football games. It's like Sunday.
Yep.
Normal Sunday activities, watching the football games. And I got a message on my phone. It says, I think I'm going to quit fantasy football next year, bro. I just have the worst luck. So look, I just want to tell everybody at home, we're going into Week 7 right now.
There's still plenty of good matchups to come. Don't worry.
Facts. Don't give up. Don't don't tilt, and look forward. Try to make as many moves as you can. We've seen players have crazy breakout seasons halfway through the year, and have a great rest of season halfway through. And so just keep on pushing through. Don't give up in your fantasy league. I've seen people on Instagram who started off like 0-5, 0-6 in previous years and go on to win their championship or make it all the way into the playoffs and have a good playoff. So don't tilt. Don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Don't give up.
Yeah, facts.
All I know is that I said that. I was having a rough week last week. Antonio Gibson gave me 2 points. And my team just did not show up last week. I had started both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They both got me. One got me 11. The other got me like not a whole lot, like 7. Yeah. And then Chuba Hubbard, Christian McCaffrey handcuff, of course. Christian McCaffrey is on the injured reserve still.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with that.
Well, he just got put on injured reserve last week? Because he was out. He was out, and then they were making...
So what was happening was he was getting limited practices for a good 2 weeks. And then they just said oh yeah, we're going to put him on the IR.
I'm pretty sure last week we were talking about it. He was 50-50 to come back.
He was 50-50, yeah. We were literally talking about that last week, 50-50. And then we walk into Friday of the following week, and it's yeah, he's been out for almost 2 weeks now. It's really? But it's okay. Well, we have plenty of good matchups. Hopefully I'll bounce back.
Yeah, facts.
Need some things to go my way.
If this is happening to you right now, continue to work the waiver wire because there's always pickups out there that you can make that can benefit your team if you're making the right ones. Try to make trades. I know sometimes league mates can be tough to trade with.
Just go for it.
Try it.
Go for it.
Don't make dumb trades, but actually try to... don't make trades just for the sake of making trades.
Are we gonna gonna discuss a banger of a trade?
We're gonna discuss a banger trade.
All right, so we'll get into that a little bit later on.
Facts. But first, we want to get into Antonio Gibson, right?
So are we gonna start Antonio Gibson this week or J.D. McKissic?
All right. Is Antonio Gibson gonna play?
They say he's optimistic.
Optimistic.
They say it's likely.
Oh.
So here's the thing. Last week he went in saying he was feeling likely to play. And then guess what? He was in and out of the game the whole entire time. And then guess who went off? J.D. McKissic. And it's is that going to be the same exact case this week where I sit Antonio Gibson and put in J.D. McKissic? Is that even legal? But is that what we have to do?
I don't know. Because we've seen, last year I was an Antonio Gibson owner, and the most frustrating thing is that not all of it, but the majority of the receiving work goes to J.D. McKissic.
100%.
And it's frustrating as a Gibson owner.
It is.
But if you have McKissic,
you're good.
In a PPR league, he has a lot of value because
100%.
of that. Just because of that. If you're in half point, it's a little more tricky.
Yep.
So I'm honestly not even sure. I would wait
until
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning and just decide from there. Because from what it says is he's likely, but I mean, even if he is likely to play, who says he gets the ball more than 10 times?
Yeah, he'll probably have limited snaps.
Exactly.
He'll be on a snap count or something.
And it's this is the whole dilemma.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know his floor, and I don't know his ceiling.
Yeah.
So guess what that leaves me with? Question marks. You know?
Yeah. Who's to say? Who's to start the game, and then the same thing happens as last week, where he's out of the game.
Like, okay, imagine he takes a hit in the shin.
Yeah.
And he's out on the first play, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all possible. That's what happens when you play through an injury. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
And anything is possible when you're healthy, too. Like, think about it. Players, non-contact injury, just step on the ground weird, and then guess what? Torn ACL.
I know. Who was it? It was Saquon, right? He was just walking after a play and playing around. I'm pretty sure it was the Cowboys, right?
I'm trying to remember who it was. So I remember Odell's for sure last year. Like, he was running a route.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy wasn't even close. Like, he was just like, and then all of a sudden it was like, he grabbed for his knee, it was already on the floor.
Yeah, this year when Saquon got injured, remember his ankle was all screwed up?
Oh, dude,
that was just because he was, like, walking after a player.
And it was like...
somebody stepped on his ankle.
Or, well, like, he
that
stepped on somebody's foot and it, like, rolled.
Yeah.
And it was like, we can't show you can't see it on camera, obviously, but his ankle was, like, rotated, like inwards.
Yeah,
like,
his ankle was like this.
Yeah, it was gross looking. It was bad.
Yeah.
But at least
things can happen like that all the time.
But luckily he only escaped with like a minor injury. But yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tennessee Titans.
So
the Titans are at home and the Chiefs are minus 4.5 road favorites.
They're the favorites going into this one.
On the road, too.
On the road.
Which is crazy considering how they've been performing this season.
Okay.
Derrick Henry.
Tennessee offense first.
You're starting Derrick Henry no matter what.
Have to.
You have to.
Must start.
Ryan Tannehill could be a very good option this week.
He's a streamer.
Yes, he is. He's a really good option this week.
With Bamageddon, yes, he's a great streamer option. And then...
A.J. Brown, last week, he was...
He did good.
Yeah. He had no catches in the first half and then turned it up in the second half.
Yes, he did. For 95 yards, right? Yeah. That was good. That was a good game by him. A touchdown would have been nice.
Julio Jones, what are you doing with him? Because he's been kind of shaky.
I'd say it sounds like he re-injured his hammy, so it's a sit for this week. But if he is playing... I feel like he's a flex option.
Yeah.
You think about it. You
lower expectations.
Lower your expectations, because who's to say he even plays the full game, bro? With how it's been lately, he caught that ball off the dude's helmet. He was tracking it, and then he like tapped it.
Yeah, barely tapped his feet into.
Yep. But after that, like that was his biggest play, and he was injured after that. So, I'd say sit him. But how about? Anybody else you starting?
Really just those guys.
Those are the biggest guys.
The tight end these days, who is it, Firser?
I'd say
Firser.
I'd say sit for any tight end on Tennessee. They just haven't looked their tight ends way this year,
Yeah, they haven't. Ever since Jonnu left.
Yeah, since Jonnu left, they just kind of like stopped passing the ball to the tight end, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Chiefs offense. You're starting Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Start.
Starting Travis Kelce no matter what.
You start Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill. Are we starting McCole Hardman this week? Or are we starting Mecole?
This is the thing with the Chiefs wide receivers is that no matter what, you're starting Tyreek Hill.
You have to start Tyreek.
And there's everybody else. Everybody else, like, Byron Pringle is probably going to get like 2 or 3 catches no matter what. But obviously he's not really fantasy relevant. But he's going to get catches.
Yeah.
You have Demarcus Robinson. He plays these days, and he does whatever he does.
Josh Gordon?
Yeah, Josh Gordon they just added.
So, like, it literally goes like this. Like, Tyreek Hill, and then it's like...
Everybody else.
Yeah. And then, the names kind of just, like, blur together. It's like, there's nobody who can really, like, say, like, oh, this is a must-start every week. You know what I mean?
You can't tell who the production is going to go to.
No, you can't. I'd say Mecole is... a flex play this week?
Yeah, he's a flex. He's a flex for sure because
a desperate flex.
Yeah,
flex.
I think
option.
he's a desperate flex every week just because the odd chance he gets that one deep bomb.
Oh, 100%. If you think about it, there's no telling if he'll catch a 60-yard bomb from Patrick Mahomes. Running backs.
Running backs. Clyde. What's going on with him these days?
Injured, still.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Daryl.
Daryl Williams. Yeah.
Daryl.
It's a
He
start.
had a really good game last week.
Yeah, it's a start for this week. I feel like he's been matchup proof lately.
Yeah, he's been good.
So it's a start for this week. I'd say anybody really other than that. Maybe think about it a little bit more.
Nah, I don't think there's anybody else.
No, I don't think so. What's his name was in there last week though? Jerick McKinnon, right?
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon. He gets some work.
Jerick McKinnon does get some work, but it's not enough taken away where you'd say no. All right, now we're looking at a great one right here. The Dolphins versus the Falcons.
Dolphins are at home in this one. If you need a streaming option, this you were saying, this is Bipocalypse this week.
Bipocalypse.
So if you don't have a quarterback and Tua is on the waiver wire, I say go pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Start him this week.
Start him over like a Henneke.
Oh yeah, for
Start him over a Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold. Start him over, maybe. I'd probably even start him over Ryan Tannehill myself. Really.
Against the Chiefs.
I feel like Tua has a great matchup this week.
He does.
And the running game is non-existent on that team. Myles Gaskin, dude, that man averages like. He goes 22, and then he goes to 2. And it's like,
next week.
How can you even tell where his points are coming from?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was talking to Matt, and I was like, oh, if you're not sure who Matt is, it's my brother,
He's also in our fantasy league.
Who is also in our fantasy league, who is a Myles Gaskin on it. And then he was telling me, like, Joe, why didn't you tell me to start Myles Gaskin? I was like, dude, I did not tell you to start Myles Gaskin. Because it was that one week where he had 22 points, right?
But the week before that, he had 2 rushes for 3 yards. So
I was looking at it, and none of his points came from rushing.
Yeah, they're all from. He had like 10 receptions.
It came from catches.
Yeah, he had like 10 receptions that one.
And then I was like, Matt, that man is not even a receiver. How did you expect me to know to start him?
He had like 5 rushes that week.
Yeah, and then he had like 22 points because he had so many receptions. Mm-hmm. So, I think the run game is not really there this week. Myles Gaskin, I don't think is a start.
It looks like they're going in the direction where it's like Malcolm Brown's going to get most of the rushes, and then Myles Gaskin's going to be like the receiver.
So it turns into the Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick dilemma all over again. Like I'm saying, this is just a rabbit hole that we can just go down for days, dude.
Yeah.
It's the running backs who are mid-tier with each other. One's trying to break out, but the other one breaks out, and then you're like, oh, fudge. And then you don't know who to start.
Yeah.
And then you're just like...
What do you do?
It's those RB22s and the RB23s, and it's just like, dude, I don't know who to start. So, yeah, I don't think Malcolm Brown or Myles Gaskin is a start this week. Sit them both. Jalen Waddle.
He had a good game
I'm starting.
Week. Yeah, start.
I start. I'm starting him in my league this week. So, if that tells you anything, you probably should sit him. But, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name.
What's his name?
Devonte Parker.
Oh, yeah, Devonte.
Devonte Parker starts sit. Injured still. I think with the ankle injury.
I don't even know. That man, remember that one year he popped off?
Yeah. I had him on my team.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I'm going to be honest, guys. I pick up everybody off the waiver wire. And then, I just hold them and then just hope they work out.
Yeah.
Last year, we just brought up Jonnu Smith off camera. We were talking about Jonnu Smith. We were like, oh, remember when Jonnu Smith was with the Titans? And I was like, yeah, I had him.
Yeah.
And then, who's another one?
Another tight end or just players in general who were relevant before?
Yeah, players.
There's a lot.
I had O.J. Howard on my team.
O.J. Howard that one year.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about Jordan Howard.
I had him on my team. And Tariq Cohen, I picked him up off the waivers. The same year.
Who else? Todd Gurley.
I didn't have Todd.
Yeah, he didn't have Todd. But that's because his value was
sky high at that point.
Yeah. Dude,
but
he was so bad last year. He was so
Let's
bad
get back to
year.
it. Let's get back to it.
Let's get back to it.
So, Falcons. So we went over the Dolphins. We're starting Tua over most.
Yeah.
I'd say start him over anybody. QB 15.
Anybody who's not like a week to week.
I could say Tua might finish top 12 this week. Mm-hmm. I can definitely see it. I can 100% see it. So we're gonna sit the running backs for the Dolphins. We're gonna start Jalen Waddle, Devonte Parker. We're gonna sit just because we don't even know if he's gonna play at this point. But the Falcons, who we starting? Who we sitting?
Okay. What are you doing with Calvin Ridley?
Calvin Ridley.
In most of your leagues, if you have Calvin Ridley, you probably have to start him.
Yep.
Because
I don't think
there's all these bye weeks, there's all these injuries, and Calvin Ridley was a higher valued receiver during the draft.
I'm guessing if you got him, you probably got him in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah.
So I think just indicators that alone, I think you have to start him this week. You know, I was looking, he's projected for like 14 points a week. Do you think he's going to get up there to 14 points?
In this matchup?
Yes, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a start. Mm-hmm. I'd say we go for it, you know. You just hope that Matt Ryan can piece it together this week with what's going on and hopefully get some stuff going, you know?
Yeah.
Because Calvin Ridley, like, he was on your team last year. Yeah. He's very solid. So,
you're going to start Kyle Pitts.
Pitts.
No matter what, pretty much. Especially after he had his breakout game 2 weeks ago.
Which makes it even more enticing, actually. Yeah. So, Kyle Pitts,
dude, he's such a beast.
Cordero Patterson is a start.
Yeah, he's a
for
start.
Me. Mike Davis.
If you're desperate, you could start him because you know he's getting like at least 8 points a week is what he's getting. If he gets a touchdown, you can probably get into the double digits, but
much more you can't really hope for.
The thing with Mike Davis is you know what you're going to get. He's not going to give you a total bust week, but
he's going to get you more than
safe points, basically.
He's going to get you
but obviously he's not what you wanted, especially with Cordero Patterson.
Who's popping off, by the way.
He really is. What do you think is going to happen with Cordero Patterson the rest of the season? You think he's going to continue to be a beast? Do you think he's going to fall back to what he's been in previous years, or you think he's just going to be somewhere in the middle?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I've been listening to I listen to a few other podcasts just to, like, get some ideas flowing and think about things. And, you know, they were talking about Cordero Patterson and how his touches to touchdown rate is extremely high right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 5 touches to a touchdown, which is like, if you think about it, is like, that's freaking insane.
Yeah.
But think about it. He's rushing the ball at like, he's catching the ball at a high rate.
Yeah.
And then he's running the ball and getting groundwork. And I'd say it's sustainable for now, for this season at least. If they don't move away from him, if they keep game planning him in like they do, he's a start every week. Because just how versatile he is. And even though he may have a very high touchdown to touch rate, it's still, of course it's going to level off. But I'd say for now, even if it does level off, you're getting a lot more production from him than a lot of other running backs. So
this is what I say you do with him. You know, everybody always says when you have a player like this who's overperformed what they've been, to sell high.
Sell high.
The thing with Cordero Patterson is I'm not sure how high you could sell just with him in his rate.
Yeah.
So what I would do, if I have Cordero Patterson, me personally, it can continue. And I think it probably will continue.
I feel like it will.
A lot of fantasy value. But I would personally rather trade him probably with another piece and try to trade up for one of the running backs. I mean, if you can try and get, what's a running back who's like in the, not the top tier. Najee,
go get Najee.
Najee, if you can package up Cordero Patterson with another, maybe a receiver or like a running back 3 or something. Yeah. Package him up for Najee Harris. I think that's a trade that I for sure would make that trade.
Okay. So, I feel like we got a pretty good basis on this game. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Jets versus Patriots.
Oh, Jets versus Patriots.
We got a lot of interesting matchups this week, huh?
So I know. All right, so Damian Harris, what do you do? I say you just start in this matchup.
You start. I mean, from last week, you just hope he keeps that level of production. Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson is really coming for them touches, though.
Yeah, he really is. He had a touchdown last week.
That's what's scary. Like, Ramondre Stevenson is right behind his butt when it comes to, like, on his touches and on his everything. He has similar value at this point to really Damian Harris, you know? So I feel like you're going to start Damian Harris this week just because, you know, you don't bench your studs.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Mm-hmm. And especially he's playing the New York Jets.
He's playing the Jets. So, and then are we going to start Mac Jones by Mageddon?
If you need to, yes, but I wouldn't.
I don't feel like he's going to finish over. I feel like he may finish QB 17, 18. Yeah. And that's not really enough to win the league. Really not. So, Damian Harris, you're starting. Nelson Aguilar. Mm-hmm. Kendrick Bourne.
I don't think so.
Jacoby Myers.
Maybe Jacoby Myers, but
Jacoby Myers.
I'm for sure. If I had him, I would for sure start Hunter Henry.
Okay.
Hunter Henry. I saw a thing saying he's got touchdowns in the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
So, obviously, that's probably not going to continue. But the tight end position is not the deepest position.
No, not at all.
And there's a lot of bye weeks, so Hunter Henry could be. He could be a really good start this week to me.
Yeah.
Every week, probably.
So, how about
on the Jets side?
On the Jets side, did we talk about a tight end for? Oh, we're starting Hunter Henry.
Yeah, starting Hunter Henry.
Okay, yeah, we'll go on to the Jets.
Go on to the Jets.
Zach Wilson, sit.
No, sit. Michael Carter, sit.
Sit for the time being.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about this as well. Michael Carter is somebody who's a solid pickup, and you just only time will tell. Mm. That's what I was thinking. It's only time will tell when it comes to him. He has a lot of value. He looks good.
And he's starting running back.
He's starting running back.
But the thing is,
the Jets are just bad at football.
They're going to be behind in literally every game that
they have no point in running the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they don't. Why would they run the ball?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty sure if Michael Carter played on another team, say maybe he played for the Jags, I feel like no, they kind of like zeroed out James Robinson. If you think about it, when Najee Harris came, or what's his name? Not Najee. Antoinette. Like they kind of just were like, oh yeah, you're gonna sit on the bench and you're gonna start NTN. So they felt like James Robinson was irreplaceable. Like, but. Yeah, I feel like he could go somewhere and get a lot of touches and score touchdowns. You know, he just plays for the Jets.
He just plays for the Jets.
So only time will tell. Hopefully the Jets can figure some stuff out.
I think there's only one start on the Jets, and it's Corey Davis.
Corey Davis is a start.
Corey Davis is the only player on the Jets offense I would start. And he's just like a flex option.
So yeah, and like just to give you guys the heads up, even if it matters, we're talking in like PPR to half PPR standards, like 12-team leagues. Like something like that. So we're not like 8-man leagues.
Yeah,
like,
obviously, if you're in an 8-man league, you're not even touching Corey Davis.
Yeah, no. If you're in an 8-man league, you're just like Corey Davis. Yeah, there's way better options.
Yeah, he's on the waiver wire for sure in that league.
Yeah, for sure. So we're giving you guys more relative, more 10 to 12 team, like maybe 15. Maybe.
Yeah, if you go that deep.
If we 15, go, sometimes we do, not too often. But if you guys, that's for just for the. You know where we're talking.
Just for reference.
Just for reference. So you know, yeah. So
Corey Davis is the only person on that offense I would start, and that's like you just said in a deeper league, 12 teams probably.
It's a solid flex play. I'd say in a 10-man league, it's a flex play.
Yeah, facts.
Okay, so
our next matchup is going to be. I would start.
All right. After that short little intermission.
Short intermission for some technical difficulties.
Our
next matchup is going to be
the Panthers versus the Giants.
Panthers versus the Giants. The Giants are at home.
The
Panthers are at minus 3 point road favorites.
Yeah, they're projected to win by 3.
3 points on the road.
So let's start with the home team though.
Okay.
Start
with the home team.
Daniel Jones.
What are you doing if you're Daniel Jones? If you're a Daniel Jones owner in this matchup, I say you don't start him.
I'd say I'd agree. It depends on who you're starting above him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're starting Heineke over him, I'd say, probably not.
Yeah.
If you're starting, like, Matt Ryan over him, I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. But, you know, it's not a great matchup for him this week. You can't really expect too much from him. Are we starting Devonte Parker, running back?
Against the Panthers, I probably would start him.
You would?
Because I'm trying to put myself in a situation where...
A lot of volume.
Yeah, there's a lot. First of all, you're going to get a lot of volume. And with your with fantasy teams right now, there's a lot of bye weeks and injuries. So, like, a Devonte Parker, you know he's going to get volume.
You know he's going to get touches. Yeah. You know he's going to get catches, hopefully 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
You just hope for those. It'd be really nice if you got a touchdown this week.
That'd be really nice. If you start him and you got a touchdown, then
you're golden.
Yeah.
You're living life. So, Kadarius Toney's out this week. He's out. Kenny Golladay
is out. Sterling Shepard.
We were looking at it, and he was on basically the wrong side of questionable this week. And as a Sterling Shepard owner, I don't think we start him this week.
Not?
No, because I feel like his injury, if he's on the wrong side of questionable, if he's playing, you start him.
Yeah, if he's playing, because first of all, there's no other receivers on the football team because everybody's hurt.
Injured.
You know, he's going to get work. You know, Sterling Shepard always gets those, like, short yardage targets where he's getting catches and he could possibly break a few tackles and get some yardage.
Of course.
And with the other receivers being out, I think he's a really good option.
Okay.
If he's playing, though.
If he's playing. Yes, I agree.
Like you said, we were just looking at it and it said he's on the wrong side of questionable.
So that makes you like, oh, crap.
Yeah. But if he's not out, I mean, what other receivers are there?
None.
Exactly.
So I don't think you start anybody besides Sterling Shepard this week.
Yeah.
Next matchup, are we going to talk about... You want to talk about the tight end? Evan Ingram? I'd say...
Yeah, don't even.
Don't bother.
Don't even look at him.
I know it's so tempting.
It is.
It's so tempting. As someone who's added and dropped Evan Ingram probably like 10 times, it's like he's so tempting. You want to pick him up, and then he gives you a 0, and you're like,
that's actually me. I've had Evan Ingram like almost every year of fantasy that we played.
Me too.
Last year he was my tight end last year. I drafted him this year in like the 14th round, and I just dropped him right after the draft.
Yep.
Just because I was like, oh, Evan Ingram's on the draft board. And I was like, you know what, I'll take him. Then come to find out, I was like, why did I draft Evan Ingram again? Why?
Bro, I know. And then I pick him up after Sterling drops him, and then he gives me a 0 performance, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I see why he's on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
So don't bother.
Yeah, don't. There's other options out there.
There is definitely other options out there.
Like if you're in need of a tight end, Ricky Seals-Jones might be out there.
He should be out there.
He could be a good start this week. So yeah, but don't pick up Evan Ingram.
Don't pick up Evan Ingram.
Just don't do it.
So now we're gonna talk about the Panthers. Sam Darnold, start.
Yeah, I say start him.
Is he a start?
Well, he's had good production this year.
Okay. But he hasn't looked great the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. The whole team has been on a little skid the past couple of weeks.
I'm going to look up some of his...
I'm hoping that they bounce back this week because they're playing the Giants. Hopefully they can get back in the swing of things because they started off 3-0.
Yeah.
And then now they're...
Hear me out. He had 38 versus Dallas week 4. Mm. Okay. And then he had...
First 3 weeks before that, he also had really good production.
He did. And then he had 12 points versus Philadelphia in a loss. Mm-hmm. And then 18 points in a loss to Minnesota. So I'd say in this case, personally, if you're a Sam Darnold owner, you're sitting him this week. Just
to see what happens.
Yeah, I'd say it's a prove it matchup. It has a whole bunch of green on a schedule afterwards. So if you're a Sam Darnold owner, you're just waiting to see how he does this game. If he gives you 12 points again, then we look at each other and say,
yeah.
But if he does good, then you're like, okay, I think I'm going to start you next week. Mm-hmm. So, DJ Moore, starts it.
DJ Moore, to me, he's a start.
Every week, right? like that's pretty much a start for every week for me as well. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson.
No. No.
Why not?
Because, bro, that man, this past week, that man was literally open. Had passes thrown to him right in his hands.
Did you see the game?
I didn't see the game. I saw some clips of it, though. He had balls in his hands, He had footballs go right through his hands and dropped them, bro. Wow. Wide open. Robbie Anderson.
Don't fumble the balls, man.
Don't start Robbie Anderson.
Don't start Robbie Anderson. It's like, it's Evan Ingram. It's so tempting. You want to. It really is. And then it's like Odell Beckham. It's like, dude, I want to start Odell Beckham, but I don't want to start Odell Beckham. But yeah, Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
Start. And so, I think at that point, shall we move on to our afternoon matchup? Oh, no, we have one more morning matchup.
Yeah, and it is the Cincinnati Bengals coming to Baltimore and taking on the Ravens. The Ravens are at home, and they're minus, what does that say?
Almost a touchdown.
Oh, 6.5. Minus 6.5.
Almost a touchdown favorite.
Yeah.
Home team start first.
Yeah, we'll start with the home team. You're starting Lamar Jackson every week.
Of course. Lamar's been balling.
Odds are you're probably starting Mark Andrews every week.
Of course.
Because he's probably number one tight end. And he's one of the best tight ends in football.
Marquis Brown?
I'm starting him in our league this week.
Okay. I think it's a good matchup.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. He had an off week last week, so...
How many points did he have?
He had, I want to say it was 5 or 6.
Okay.
He didn't get that many targets till like halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the second half, he started getting more targeted. They were winning the game. They were blowing out the Chargers, so...
Yeah, there was no point in him really even playing.
Yeah.
Because what was it like? They scored 6 points, right?
Yes, they did.
Wow. Okay.
So, Rashad Bateman has come in his first week, he had what, like 4 or 5 targets?
4 or 5 targets, 4 or 5 points as well.
Which is encouraging. If you're a Rashad Bateman owner,
it's encouraging.
It is encouraging. It's very encouraging.
He's like this right now
because that's his first game in the not even his first game of the season. His first game in his entire career
in the NFL,
and he already had all those targets.
He got injured during preseason, huh?
Yeah. He was already involved in the team. I mean, in the offense his first week, so that's only going to go up from here.
He's going up.
He was going to be on a snap count. He's a rookie. He still needs to be worked into things. And to already have all those targets, all that involvement in the offense is first week.
It's great.
It's really
good. It's very encouraging. So, next
you're not touching the running backs.
Not touching the running backs?
Probably not, no.
You're not touching the running backs. I agree.
Yeah.
I think you sit everybody.
Yeah, sit everybody. It's such a... Because everybody gets work. Like...
It's hard to say where production is going to come from.
Yeah. Latavius Murray, most of the time, got all the work. But his status is questionable right now.
It looked like he wasn't going to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Last time I saw it was questionable. But, I mean, the way he walked off the field last week, it looks like it probably wouldn't play this week.
Yeah.
Devonta Freeman gets work, but, I mean, at this stage in his career...
I don't think you started Devonta Freeman and feel confident about it.
Le'Veon Bell got a touchdown last week and got some work, but are you starting him? Probably not. Tyson Williams hasn't got the...
Scratched?
Yeah, he was scratched.
He got scratched?
Yeah, he hasn't got the work that you'd hope for.
That's not fair to him, bro.
He was getting a lot of hype.
I like him.
I do too.
I wish they play him more.
Yeah.
But so we're going to the other team now. The Bungles. Who are we starting? Who are we sitting?
All right.
Joe Burrow off the bat.
You could possibly start Joe Burrow.
Streamer option for sure.
The Ravens' defense and the secondary hasn't been what we thought it was going to be this year.
It hasn't been.
There's been injuries to Marcus Peters and some other pieces. Oh, yeah. But even without that, the defense just hasn't been what you thought it would be. So Burrow could be a start if you need him to.
I'd say Burrow's a streaming option for sure. I'd say he's going to end up in that QB 15.
Yeah, he'll for sure be around there.
Then we have Jamar Chase for wide receiver. Are we starting?
Yeah, I'd start Chase.
Start Chase?
I'd start Chase.
T?
I would probably also start T. Higgins as a flex play.
Okay. T has had he came back from that shoulder injury. He's looked okay. I wouldn't say he's looked great. He caught a 2-point conversion against Green Bay. That was the last time he kind of like got into the end zone, so to speak. And so he's been all right. Jamar Chase, he didn't get a touchdown last week, but he still got 11 points. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he had a touchdown.
This past week?
I'm
not sure. I don't know it off the top of my head. I know he had a solid week.
Yeah, he did. I gotta see.
And so with that, he said.
So okay, 4 receptions for 97 yards, no touchdown.
So he basically had almost a 100-yard game.
Yeah.
So if you have a touchdown onto that,
that's almost 20 points. That's really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It's really good.
And then
T. Higgins. We just touched on him a little bit. I just said I would start him as a flex play.
7 and 5 the last 2 weeks. I mean, he also is playing a lot of tough matchups though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of red on there.
Yeah, it is a lot of red.
I feel like you start him until he proves you wrong.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a 12-team league.
Yeah.
If you have T. Higgins, he probably has a good chance to be your wide receiver too if you're in a 12-team league. Mm-hmm. So, you just keep rolling with them and hope for the best. Joe Mixon, obvious start.
Yeah.
He's the number one. He's rumbling out there all the time. You see him out there. He's good. So, Joe Mixon is a start. Any other running backs? Chris Evans, don't start him. Mm-hmm. Summers, what's his name? Pirine?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say start him confidently. I wouldn't say touch him at all, honestly. No. So, it is what it is.
Another player that used to be really fantasy relevant, he sort of is a little bit these days, Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd?
Tyler Boyd.
He had 1 reception last week, I believe I saw. But I wouldn't start him this week. I'd say it's a sit. Okay. You ready to get into our afternoon matchups?
Afternoon matchups. The second window.
They're not personally. Lions versus Rams.
Start everybody on the Rams.
Everybody you can think of.
Literally.
Yeah. Daryl Henderson,
Matthew
Cooper
Stafford,
Kupp,
Robert
Stafford.
Woods.
Anybody else? Higbee for sure start.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay. Who are we starting on the Lions?
DeAndre Swift.
You start DeAndre Swift. You don't bench your studs.
Yeah.
So start DeAndre Swift.
That honestly might be it.
Amon St. Rob, we're not...
Not yet.
We're not going to start him yet.
He could be a hold, though. If you have him on your roster, hold on to him.
Are we starting Hawk?
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about him. TJ Hawkinson, start him. Because he's a stud.
TJ. All right. So, that was a quick one.
Yeah, because there wasn't that much to talk about in that matchup. I mean, on one side, we have the Rams.
Pure and utter dominance. And on the other side, we have
nothing except for TJ Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift.
Texans versus Cardinals. Here we go again.
Cardinals. This is another the same thing.
Cardinals start just about anybody. Kyler Murray.
Yeah. So you're starting Kyler.
Chase Edmonds or James Conner? James Conner, right?
I mean, yeah. It can go back and forth, but yeah.
I'd say at this point
this past week, Conner got most of the work.
Yeah. So start Kyler Murray. We're going to start...
I would start both of them, though. Conner and Edmonds.
Yeah.
I would start both of them as flex plays.
Yeah, if you have them in separate leagues, yeah.
I think... I don't know. It's so tough to tell because Edmonds was getting most of the work, and then last week Conner got most of the work. But Edmonds was banged up leading into the...
And he's still banged up going into this week.
So it's like, you don't really know. I would start them both, honestly, as flex plays. I wouldn't...
expect a whole lot.
Yeah, because it's inconsistent usage, but I would start them both, yes.
Okay.
Hopkins, you're starting every week.
You start Hop.
The other receivers, AJ Green had some fantasy relevance this season.
Rondell Moore.
Christian Kirk. This is another one where there's a lot of options.
So I'd say if we're really going to look at it from this approach, I say we look at it like the Tyreek Hill approach.
Yeah, facts.
So we have DeAndre Hopkins, and then you have everybody else.
But the thing, I think there's a difference here. I mean, it's a similar situation,
but
the Cardinals spread the ball out a lot more.
That is true.
Because, everybody always talks about they have the air raid offense.
It's just so hard to figure out where it's coming from and who's going to get it to.
Week 1, Christian Kirk had a great game.
And then week 2, it was Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
And then week 3, you have, somebody else thrown in there. Mm-hmm. It's just hard to say. So, I'd say for sure start DeAndre Hopkins. it's a tough week for matchups. So if you have a wide receiver who's like AJ Green or Rondell Moore, it's not a great play, but it's something that will get you points.
Mm-hmm.
So on the other side of the ball, though,
on the other side of the football,
I think the only person we start on that team is Brandon Cooks. Honestly,
yeah. Don't touch the running backs.
Don't touch Davis Mills. I'd say you have Brandon Cooks and that's it.
And that's in a deep league if we need a flex play.
Yeah, honestly, the Texans are just
it's just not a good football team.
All right.
Is Deshaun Watson gonna get traded?
From what it sounds like, I don't believe so. There's rumors. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Yeah.
So
and he's on the commissioner's exempt list.
Next one.
Our next matchup is the Bears heading into Florida to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Man, this one, we always start with the home team first.
I always start with the home team, Buccaneers.
So, Buccaneers. Tom Brady, automatic start.
Yep. Leonard
Fournette, start.
Yep.
For sure start this week. Wide receiver.
Wait, I got a question. Who is the wide receiver one on this team?
I'd say, if we're really fantasy terms.
Yeah, fantasy terms.
Antonio Brown.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Antonio Brown really is.
So, Antonio Brown, number one. But he's not playing this week.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that too. I forgot.
He's not playing this week. So, Evans and Godwin have a lot of value this week.
Uh-huh.
So, must starts for both of those guys. If Antonio Brown was in this matchup, I'd say it's a must start for him too.
Yeah.
But he's out. So, we're starting Leonard Fournette for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting both of their big-headed receivers. They're big, franchise players right there.
Yeah. It looks like Gronk's probably going to miss one more week.
Yeah.
It looked like there was a chance he's back this week, but I don't think
I wouldn't trust it.
Cameron Brate, we said this last week. We said this last week when they played the Eagles on Thursday night.
That's right.
If you need a touchdown and you're looking for somebody at the tight end position, Cameron Brate could be an option. Yep. We said that. If you need a play, Cameron Brate could be a good tight end play. And that touchdown ended up going to O.J. Howard.
It did.
O.J. Howard caught a touchdown when we were hoping it would be Cameron Brate.
So it's like, you just have to hope it's your guy who catches the touchdown when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because O.J. Howard, he'll come and catch a touchdown and you're just like, I should have gone to my boy,
Yeah.
But
it happens.
It happens.
But yeah, Cameron Brate, I guess if you're desperate, you could start him.
For sure. Are we starting anybody on the other side of the ball for the Bears?
Let's see. Khalil Herbert.
I'd say flex him. This week. I'd say that's probably your best option.
I'd agree.
You flex him this week and you just hope for the best when it comes to that.
Because I know I keep saying this, but the work's going to be there for Khalil Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably a negative matchup for him, but
it's still
any starting running back is good value.
If he has a pulse and he can run, we're going for it.
Yeah. So, if he's a running back and it says 1 on his name next to the depth chart,
you're going
to start him, yeah.
So, Khalil Herbert, we're starting. Are we starting Allen Robinson?
I have no idea.
Is it a prove it until we start a matchup, or what are we doing?
I've seen a lot of people...
People are saying buy low on Allen Robinson. Low. People are saying buy low on Miles Sanders.
Drop him. I don't know. It's so weird, bro. The Allen Robinson situation
know what to do with that guy.
Because we know how good he is.
He's an amazing player.
He's a great player. He's got a new quarterback.
We can't start him.
It's just bad.
Yeah, it is.
It's bad.
Are we starting Darnell Mooney?
He's almost a drop candidate.
Oh, he's like, people are like, oh, he's like this close to getting dropped, and I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you for wanting to drop him.
If you can trade him somehow, we saw Matthew trade him.
Matthew got Terry McLaurin for him.
Somehow, I have no idea.
I'm mad. I looked at it like,
bro.
I wanted that guy.
How do you do that?
So, yeah, I'd say, are we starting Justin Fields? No, Justin Fields this week.
I'm not starting him.
No Justin Fields. Khalil Herbert, we're going with. We're gonna skip on most of the wide receivers. Maybe besides Darnell Mooney in the flex league.
If you need a flex play.
If you need a flex play in a deep league, go for it. But all right, let's get in.
Would you start Darnell Mooney or let me try to think right here.
Darnell Mooney or AJ Dillon?
That's a good one. Darnell Mooney or A.J. Dillon?
I'd probably go with Darnell Mooney in this place. I feel like he's going to have a little bit more work than A.J. Dillon just because he probably has a very positive matchup coming into this.
If you're playing, assuming both of them would be in your flex, if you want to hire, if you want a higher chance for a boom game, Darnell Mooney has a lot higher chance to have a great game than A.J. Dillon.
They're around the same level of what they're projected to get you, but I feel like in this case, I feel like Darnell Mooney may have not necessarily like a breakout game, but I feel like he's gonna have a touchdown.
Yeah,
I feel like he will have a touchdown. All right, our Sunday night game.
Sunday night football.
Colts versus 49ers. And San Francisco is a 4-point favorite going into this one.
At home.
At home. So, like usual, home team first.
Let's see.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
No start Jimmy
Probably
Garoppolo.
Not starting him. Probably not even touching him at all.
No?
No. I'm not.
Running backs,
Elijah Mitchell.
Start.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'd say if you want to start him, you go for it. I'd say I want to wait one more week. If he pops off, then it's a start. But if he has a not so great outing, I'd say hold on to him, but not necessarily start. You know?
Yeah.
So.
At the other positions, wide receiver position.
Debo Samuel.
He's starting. Yep.
Ayuk.
I've seen a lot of people discussing Ayuk lately.
What are they saying? Are they going for it? Or
back and forth.
It's a lot of back and forth.
Ayuk. I've seen a lot of people say you could buy low on him, and I hope that he has a great rest of your season. Because if I'm not mistaken, I saw I think it might have been the coordinator saying that they're hoping to use Ayuk a little bit more. Okay. So
I'd say, that's not a solid pickup if you're looking to buy low on somebody. Ayuk, okay. But yeah, we're for sure starting Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Not really.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think we're gonna go for anybody else. For the Colts, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz could be a play if you need somebody.
You think so?
Yeah. If you really need somebody, I mean, I'd probably stay away. But like, if you really need somebody, 12 team,
go 12 for it. Team. Are we gonna? We're starting Jonathan Taylor.
You're starting him no matter what.
And we're sitting Nyheim Hines.
Yeah.
For, I don't know who has to hear this, but we're sitting Nyheim Hines for the next foreseeable future. Yeah. Okay, whoever needs to hear that.
I'm pretty sure Nyheim Hines was started in our league this past week.
Oh, he was.
By Cameron, right?
Yeah, by Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron.
So whoever needs to hear this.
Sit Nyheim Hines.
Yeah, sit Nyheim Hines, start Jonathan Taylor. Our wide receivers, T.Y. Hilton?
Yeah, T.Y. Hilton, probably not.
I'd say prove it first and then start.
Same with Michael Pittman Jr.
I'd say Michael Pittman is a little bit more safer.
Yeah, I would.
A lot more safer than T.Y. Hilton. So Michael Pittman is a flex play for sure. If he catches a bomb, guess what?
Yeah.
He's going to have 15 points. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like not a whole lot of fantasy studs coming out of this one. But Jonathan Taylor has a huge... He has a big upside this game. And you're hoping for it. So...
Should I get into the outro?
We shall get into the outro.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching ENT Fantasy Football. This was our third episode.
Going strong. This recording was almost an hour and a half.
Yeah,
we started at 11.
It's been a minute.
It's 12:30.
12:22.
So, thank you guys for watching.
Go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
All that good stuff.
We should have more videos out soon. We're just going to start pumping out these videos. We're going to do some solo videos. We're going to do some more podcasts, obviously. A bunch of different crazy stuff that we're going to get into on this channel. So, subscribe. Go follow. Subscribe to ENT Basketball. Dropping videos soon. All that good stuff.
Yep.
Let's get out of here. See ya.